Yeah, man. How about we just do this, man? How about we just keep going live, man? Cheers to everybody. Blessing to everybody, man. Cheers to my boy Rob. Happy birthday. The young boy Bano looking handsome. But cheers to my boy Rob, man. Happy birthday, my day one boy Rob. Love you, bro. One of the most loyal guys that I know. One of my best friends, man. I love you, brother. More life, blessings to your family, your son. Let's get to it, man. We doing a game marathon, man. A wisdom marathon, man. Video marathon tonight, man. GAME, baby. I'm gonna teach you fellas something, man. Teach you Teach you how to, effectively talk and influence these women, man. We're supposed to be snowed in tonight, so, might as well tap into this live. Shout out to my sisters, shout out to my brothers, man, out there. But yeah, man, let's get right into it, man. The guys we trying to cuss the girls out, call them all type of bitches and shit, be making examples out of them, embarrass them and stuff like that. Yeah, that can be a power struggle and all that stuff. You can, establish the power and all that, but how you effectively establish the power without doing all that sweating and veins popping out your neck and remaining calm and cool, and she knowing like, oh yeah, this is a player, this is a nice, smooth player right here, a smooth man, a gentleman, a strong gentleman, an intelligent one. You pull it to the side. You might have to do this with every single woman you got. I know all women are different, but you probably gonna have to get, she gonna have to get the hell on, because I'm not about to keep coming down from the heavens and pulling you to the side, talking to you like, the queen or a goddess or a princess or the woman that you should be. I'm not gonna continue to do that. I'm not gonna continue to give you these Martin Luther King speeches, these Malcolm X speeches, I'm not gonna do that, keep doing that, and I'm just wasting my breath, no. My words are too powerful, too meaningful, too important, they're too valuable to continue to do that with, any old body who's not listening. I'm not casting pearls before swine, but, I find it very effective when you pull women to the side, you talk to them in private. Sort of like how you do with the guys, but just a little bit less aggressive. A lot less aggressive, actually. If this is your homeboy or something, you pull him to the side. But if this is your woman, or this is your friend that's a woman, this is your homeboy's woman, or this is your sister, or this is your cousin that's a woman, this is your friend that's a woman, pull her to the side, man. Speak to her in private, one-on-one. Or if it's her and her friend, speak to her and her friend in private, not in front of an audience. Don't try to embarrass the woman. Replenish the woman, nourish the woman, give her words of exhortation, edification. Because in 2026, women care so much about fame and clout and how they look. You don't want to embarrass the woman to the point where now she wants revenge, or now she's like tuning you out from what you're saying. You might be saving her life, but she's tuning you out because you making a mockery of her, you making fun of her, you're embarrassing her, and you gotta watch what you say to a woman, because you can kill a woman with your words. You can kill other people, anybody with your words, honestly, but you gotta watch what you say to these women. But yeah, man, if you one of them smooth gentlemen, them smooth players, them smooth men, gentlemen, intelligent, a guy that, you got a good reputation, but you can, you can really do some damage with your words. You can really do some influencing with your words. You want to pull the woman to the side, tell her, hey, can I talk to you real quick? And once she says yes, because if she says no, then you definitely not casting pearls before swine. You already know what time that is. That's squeezing water from a rock. I'm gonna talk to you anyway. No. When she says yes, you be intentional about the words. You be calm when you speak. Don't try to say too many cuss words to her. Explain why you're speaking to her. Explain, why you pull her to the side. And, you give let it be a good exchange back and forth, but also let her know that you don't want to be interrupted while you're speaking to her. So you give her the platform to say whatever she wants to say back, and you don't interrupt her. You let her speak back as well, because you want to get understanding too, because it just might be a big misunderstanding. Sorry about that, but you definitely want to make it, uh, a nice, calm exchange, but a very effective. So she has an understanding that the women, they just love when you kind of just take time with them and be intentional with them. That's what they're gonna take it as. It's gonna be an awe moment for them. It's gonna, oh, he took time and pulled me to the side, and I did that while I was in Turks, man. This girl accused me of stealing from her, and I'm I'm not the richest man in the world, but I'm not hurt for nothing. I don't steal from women. Um, you know, uh, so I don't know why she thought I stole from her, but I pulled some ones out of my pocket. We was turning up, and I pulled some ones out of my pocket. And I guess she was a stripper, um, at Area 29. She told me that she thought that I took her ones from her, $100 in ones. Mind you, before I went to Turks and Caicos, I went into the bank and I got $500 in ones. Because I just knew I was ready to turn up. And I honestly didn't spend none of the money, but I was just ready for whatever. I was ready to turn up. Bane turned up on vacation. So, ladies, you ever want to go on vacation with Bane? Understand, I like to turn up. But yeah, man, Uncle Bane liked to turn up. The girl thought I stole money from her, so it had me furious. And I'm like, man, I'm gonna say something to her at breakfast the next morning. I promise you, boy, I'm gonna turn up on her. I'm gonna make a scene and this and that. It's like, man, how manly am I if I'm gonna turn up on a woman? She's not my equal. I'm not coming down from the heavens to turn up and disrespect a woman who, yeah, she might have lied on my name and tried to minimize me and try to evangelize my the criticism on my name. She just tried to, put some dirt on my name. But it's a whole misunderstanding. This girl don't know me, I don't know her. So and I'm just a ladies' man. So what I do is, I wake up the next morning, I did a video, in Turks talking to y'all. And shout out to the YouTube family as well, man. Y'all make this game beautiful. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell right now. Get the likes up right now. Make the game beautiful. Make the game gorgeous. Make this wisdom beautiful, man. But I kind of calmed down. I thought to myself, man, she's not my equal, and it's not putting her down. But I'm a man, I'm a man of men, like a godly man at that. I'm a prince, soon to be, king, because a king need a queen. But yeah, like I said to myself, I'm gonna pull her to the side and I'm gonna speak to her, see if that works. And when I tell you, I said, can I talk to you real quick? I had all the money on me, She said, yeah, I'm gonna come over here, sit down, let's sit down over here. I said, all right, cool. So I was standing up the whole time. I was like, man, from my understanding, man, Reggie told me that, you said that I stole from you. And she was like, yeah, because, the ones that you pulled out of your pocket, they was look like my ones. And I said, baby girl, I went to the bank, to pull out these ones. So I pulled out all my ones that had, they was wrapped. They had the bank wraps on them and stamps and dates. And I know she was feeling crazy and stupid because it's like, damn, I really said this nigga stole from me and this nigga got bank ones. And mind you, they was in a bank bag. I'm like, I bank with such and such and such. These got the such and such bank wraps on them. You can look at them. She said, well, the ones you had last night didn't have a bank wrap on them. I said, yeah, because I tore it off. I said, why would I steal money from you, and we invited you down here? Why would I do that? Why would we invite you to a party just to steal from you? Why would I invite you into my home just so I could steal from you, especially the women? But a friend, anybody at that. But why would I do that? $100 in ones? I had to go into this whole spiel like, baby, I just bought a house. God not gonna bless me if I steal $100 from you. $100 from a woman, that is just disgusting. Come on now. But she doesn't know me, so I just, kind of like just explain to her, man, like fly niggas, we don't do that. We not stealing. Not now, we can let women do things for us because we are very valuable and worth a lot, in a very important, way too important. It was, I know I am, but I'm way too important to steal from you. So you can go back and be telling the world that Bane stole $100, a penny from you? Absolutely not. That's not how this my life go. That's not how things go. So yeah, it was imperative that I had to, have that conversation with her. But the point was like I pull her to the side instead of embarrassing her or making a scene at the breakfast table. How I know I could have like just went in and maybe I would have messed up the vibe of the trip or whoever. I don't know. But, she said, sorry about that. She apologized. I told her to tell her friends as well, man, like, man, Bane ain't steal nothing from y'all, I ain't got to steal from y'all. And I wouldn't want to steal from y'all. That's the thing. I would not even want to steal from my women or women that as one of my homeboys' friends or something like that. Like, I would never want to do that. Why would I do that? That is disgusting. So yeah, man. But yeah, man. I found that you pull these women to the side and you talk to them. You teach them to the side, not in front of a group of people. You reprimand them and teach them and guide them, nourish them, edify them. On the side. In private. They're gonna look at you like a king. Like, after that, she was like, her and her friends was, turning up with me, vibing with me, giving me hugs, was taking shots, loving on each other, all that stuff, not like physically loving, but, just showing love to each other, But, yeah, man, just want to teach y'all that, leave y'all with that, man. I don't want to make this video too long, hopefully, but, yeah, man. Came a long way, man, because I know me, man, old me, yeah, I would have had to make a scene, because ain't nobody finna lie on me and tell me like, shit, oh, I'm stealing from them and I ain't really stole nothing from them. Yeah. But I find that when you really that nigga, man, and you really haven't done nothing, like you really that nigga, like you really got your shit going on, you really handsome, like you really like, you tall, you brown skin, the women love you, you speak well, you got all these different things going on, you talented, you can hold your liquor, you disciplined, really a ladies' man. Oh, the women, they gonna lie on you. And they gonna want to have some kind of dealings with you, good or bad. So you gotta always set the boundaries and know how to maneuver through all that stuff. Don't let that stuff get to you, always outsmart what's going around you, but always outsmart, the woman. But you gotta keep your game tight. You gotta be 10 steps ahead. And that's not to like be like, oh yeah, man, he think he better than women or nothing like that. No, I am a man. Like, you are supposed to be ahead of the woman. You're supposed to be the leader of the woman. A woman ain't supposed to be outsmarting you. She's supposed to help you. She ain't supposed to knock you off your pivot and tricking you out your position. If she does that, that's on you, player. So what I look like cussing the beautiful ladies out and they just made a mistake because they just don't know me like that. So I'm cussing them out and being rude to them, fucking up the vibe. And now on top of them accusing me of stealing, they like, and I know he stole it because he cussed me out. So anybody who doing all that over projecting and that overreaction, I can just tell they stole it. Like, come on now, nah, B. But even dealing with romance, man, your woman, might be doing something and rude at the table, man. Pull it to the side, be like, hey, baby, can I talk to you over here real quick? And you tell her, like, hey, listen, calm down. I'm pulling you to the side because I don't want people to be daggone looking at you crazy, Like, this is why you don't do this. This is why you don't do that. This is why you don't do this. This is why you don't do that, I found it, man. I found that works so much better, man. They respect you way more, you know. Always remain a gentleman at all times, you know what I mean? Don't ever lose your gentleman. Uh, but yeah, man. What else I got for y'all, man? Valentine's Day coming up. What y'all doing for Valentine's Day? Oh yeah, the Patriots winning. Super Bowl, we winning the whole thing. You know what I mean? Shout out to Drizzy Drake May. Drizzy MVP May. Drake Drizzy MVP May. Shout out to my boy. It is not doing nothing outside, man. They cap, man. They big cap, man. How long have I been live for so far, man? 15, 16? Yeah, man. You know another thing, man, that I started noticing too, man? When a woman, you know, gets a chance with myself and then she passes up on the chance, or she fumbles the chance, or she doesn't take it serious, or she tries to do something outlandish to where she's trying to make me wait thousands of years to hit the kunana and all that stuff. It's like, you only gonna curse yourself. Like that I started seeing that, like, man, you know, these girls getting the opportunity with myself, you know that I'm alive, and you walk past me and then you say, oh, you know, I'ma still be good out here. Nah. That goes for really a lot of other guys that are all the girls that are getting holiday, having opportunities with good guys, good men, fly men, God-like men, God-fearing men, and they're passing up on them, and they're saying, nah, I can do better, and they think they can do better, and then they go and they try to fuck with an athlete or a street guy or a bum or somebody that's uneducated, or you just choosing with your coochie. You just choosing what your coochie like and not what you need, you know, not for your future. And then you end up being a single mom. You end up you end up keep getting in and out of relationships, you know. You end up having these girl trips for the rest of your life. You know, you end up just being, I hate to say it, just being cursed, man. Like, I feel like, you know, when you passing up on guys that have great intentions for you, you know, and guys that are handsome like myself, you know, because you have this thing called Instagram now. We all have this thing called Instagram. You know, guys have to be the first choosers. So, yeah, we can go and choose from the batch, but baby, like, you're choosing from what chooses you. You're not going and hunting. So, when the first round of guys, the good guys are choosing you, that really have self-respect and really have pride, and you know, they're not gonna shame themselves by spinning the block. Yeah, you're gonna get that first batch, and you're gonna be like, I don't want none of them. Then that second batch come, you know, them is the lesser quality of men, and you might get pregnant from them. And then another round of guys is about to come through. Then, you know, you might choose from some of them, and you may or may not, you know, end up in a relationship with them. But hey, more than likely, you know, I'm speaking to the ones that, you know, it just seems like you ain't even choosing from them. So now you're on the fourth batch of guys. And what y'all probably sitting there saying, like, it ain't no fourth batch of guys. What you mean by that? You went to college, that was one batch of guys. You went to the club, that was one batch of guys. You know, this is year over year. You know, you spent 4 years in college. That's 4 different batches of guys. You know, you don't stop clubbing until damn near you like 30 or 32. Shit, that's damn near like 10 batches of guys. Okay, you travel. You know, you went to spring break. That's another batch of guys. Okay, you went to these NBA games. You know, these NBA guys, man, they snipers. NFL players, snipers. A whole nother batch. That's two another batches of guys. So when are you going to say, damn, I need to choose what's gonna evolve me, not what my coochie likes, or not just only what my coochie likes? What is this like? What is your mother? Speak to your mother. What does my mother like? What does my mother want me to be with? Okay, if your mother's a out there woman still, okay, talk to your father. Okay, if you don't have a father, okay, talk to your auntie. Okay, you don't have an auntie. Okay, speak to a guy that is a good, reliable guy. That's a good friend of yours. And let him and ask him like, okay, what's wrong with me? Like, what do you think I need to do? But at the same time, man, like I always be saying, man, it's a bunch of good guys in the DM. The only reason why they're in the DM because they can't meet you in person. They can get you in person, but they can't meet you in person. So, we just not crossing paths. And I understand that that's not divine, but at the same time, we can make it divine. We can definitely make it divine. But when y'all get to, being assholes to men that are good guys and y'all not knowing, you going off previous situations, you fumbling these guys, you're only really cursing yourself. I just seen a girl, man, bad joint, man. I hate even, I don't want to say her name up here, but bad joint. First name start with a T, and the second name of her Instagram name is Marie. Some of y'all probably know and seen that. Bad joint. We both Pisces. She's so bad, she might even be an exception to, my little rule or my big rule of I don't deal with women with kids. But I at least would have, entertained her and seen what she was about. But, we was chit-chatting, man, but she started just, giving me the cold shoulder. By the way, I don't think anybody who's watching this video has gotten rejected more than me because I go at these women. I be talking to them, I'm a ladies' man. I love meeting women, so I meet women everywhere I go. I try to stay out of the club. I try not to meet women in the club, but when I'm in the airports, it's some free game and good game for y'all. When I'm in the airports, when I go check my mailbox, when I'm in the grocery store, when I'm at the gym, when I'm getting a haircut, when I'm at birthday parties, when I'm where else? Shoot, anywhere, doing anything pretty much, but really high quality places, I'm always looking for a woman that's that's of my liking and as fits my physical standards, which are very high and very particular. But I don't pass up on walking up and shooting my shot at women. I'm not one of you guys who's scared or like, hey, I'm too shy or I'm too handsome to talk to a woman. Like, okay. No, I'm so handsome that I'm gonna talk to her. I'm not gonna be this handsome, forever. I'm not never gonna be as handsome as I am today, forever. I know I'm gonna keep getting more and more handsome, but at the same time, man, hey man, we ain't getting no younger. So, that whole, oh yeah, you bad, I'm bad too. No, I'm super handsome. Now, if the bitch is handsome, I ain't hollering at her. I like beautiful women. But like I was saying, I'm not going to let the opportunity pass by of me hollering at a beautiful, attractive woman of my liking and me trying to get to know her. But at the same time, I do get rejected, as we all do. I'm not scared of rejection at all. Because I understand, like I'm saying, to my point, I understand when a girl rejects me, she don't know no better, she damn near retarded, or, she just a walking curse, she just a walking thing where God is protecting me like, oh yeah, man, you about to deal with a bum, or damn, man, you about to deal with, poverty, or damn, man, you about to deal with somebody that's broken. He's protecting me from that. So, you know, go ahead and, reject me if you feel like, but if you one of them women, black women in particular, who don't got no kids, I don't have no kids, you educated, beautiful, got your shit going on, you be in the gym, and you acting any kind of funny and curving me and not even taking a chance to sit down and speak to me and get to know me for damn even 10 minutes, cursed. You cursed. You doing that shit on your own. Like, always take the meeting. This don't even gotta be all the way to just relationships. It go to business too. Like, somebody trying to do business with you, job interviews, all that stuff. Always take the meeting. Always. Any successful business people will tell you that. Even if it's for 5 minutes, always take the meeting. You never know what the meeting got for you. Never know what they got for you in that meeting, But yeah, man, I've been seeing it, man. So my fault, y'all. Shorty, she I ain't seen her in a minute, man. Like the other day, I think it was 2-3 days ago,